Alrighty, welcome to day 13. Yesterday afternoon, after I finished recording, I decided to go mining for a bit. And I was mainly focusing on iron, because iron, you'd be surprised how much iron you use in this mod pack. Whether you're turning it into steel, or Inori crystals, or now we could turn it into mana steel if you wanted. Iron goes by quick. So, we're going to use this system we set up last time, where I can put in my iron up here. We're gonna take it, pulverize it. We're gonna get 2 dust. So each stack of this is 2 stacks over here. So hopefully this will make us a good amount of iron. And while that's cooking in the background, we'll have time to do stuff over here with our Botania stuff. So these flowers, they're not gonna be here forever. They do like decay over time. So there's other flowers we can do. Now that we have mana, we can use other flowers to do other things. So let me figure out what exactly how I want to go about this. While I was getting ready, it seems my little flowers did indeed die. Withered away into sticks. But I have what I need to do the next step. I'm going to prep my apothecary with some water. I'm then going to grab one of each of these, a red petal, a light gray petal, and a brown petal. And now I'm going to throw in a piece of infernal coal, a block of inferium essence, and a single prosperity shard. And that should give me the recipe to make an endo flame. So these flowers are going to generate mana just like my little hydro lilies did. Except these, instead of taking water, is going to take burnable fuel like the sticks. So take some of the sticks. There you go. And then we should see this start doing its thing. And it's nighttime. Time for me to run away. Alrighty, I got my 4 flowers crafted up. That is a weird sound. Okay. So these flowers, they produce mana like a furnace fuel types thing. Does that make sense? A piece of charcoal will give you a certain amount of mana, but a block of charcoal will give you equally like 9 times more. Just like it would in a furnace in terms of fuel. So if you can give these things... Oh, that one's already burning. Oh, this one needs it. So if you can give these flowers something that burns longer, then that's more efficient for it than something that burns like quick. So sticks will produce mana, but it's not gonna give you as much mana, and it's not as efficient as like a block of charcoal like I just did. Or maybe even something more if we can find something. So if you look at the spreader, if I just keep clicking on it, you can see the green bar goes up. That's the mana collected inside of it. And then it goes back down because it's being bursted. You see like the green bubbles. Ooh, right there, another burst right there, and that's what's filling up the mana pool. You can see we got a little bit of mana in there already. We click on the pool, that's I don't know, maybe close to an eighth of the pool is filled already. So that's pretty good. And we can start using this to transmute other things. So we go into here, we can either turn diamonds into mana diamonds or turn regular iron, I'm pretty sure, into mana steel. Yeah, okay, it is just regular iron into mana steel. And this is actually going to be used a lot in machines because we use them in our extended crafting recipes for, what was it? We can use it for basic circuits. We can also turn these into the iron casings. We also use plates for different things. You see for machines, reactor, and look at that brewing stand. So yeah, I'm going to now look at see the possibilities of machines now that this has been unlocked. There are so many possibilities for us as to what we can do next, especially with the guidebook. Since there's different chapters, like all these quests are quests most likely that I can accomplish right now. And as well as some of the ones in here, and you know, we have a lot in... Now we got to the nether, we got even more stuff to do over here, and it's just like so many different possibilities. A little bit of an overload, honestly. It is very easy to get overloaded on this. So, I think the best course of actions is to simply knock them all out as quickly as I can, craft things up, get it done, get it finished. So, in order to do that, I just gotta turn off the recording. I just gotta focus on getting all of this done really quick. and then I'll come back in and let you know everything that we was able to accomplish. So let me get that done. So at this point, I decided I was going to keep recording, but I did turn off my microphone, so this is post commentary. And you can see the video right now. The way I did this was I just pressed A on a bunch of the recipes I needed to craft up in the quest book. So you see a large assortment up there in the corner in JEI. And I would just gather up all the things I needed and just craft them and just make them. And I barely used any of these. Like, there's two types of like protective spikes, the wooden and stone spikes. I never used them. There's the straw, which you can drink liquids. I never used it. Some things were components and other things like that maybe got used later, but for the most part I was just getting quests done. Now, I'm aware of what all of these items do. The watering can is going to allow me to grow crops a bit faster if I want to dedicate time to that. And then you have things like the satchel, which has like a small inventory. It's smaller than I expected. It only has 9 little slots of inventory. You can see I check it right now. So not very useful, but like I know the use. I know why I'm making all these things. Whether or not I choose to use them is a different thing for later. But yeah, just a whole lot of crafting, a whole lot of unlocking things in the quest book. Something that I realized doing the quest book is that the quests don't always equal what you're going for. So, but what I mean by that is there might be a quest line in a straight line. And the one before it might tell you to go gather up this resource. And then it tells you to use this resource to craft this item. And then the one after that isn't using the item you just made. It's something completely different. You then need to do the 2 previous quests before it to make the new item you just made. So now having understand that okay, I think the quest book is more about trying to get you to learn all the different mods, like dip your toes in a bunch of different things, even though you might not end up using that. Knowing that, I think I might stop dedicating so much effort into making things in the quest book. This alloy kiln I just made, this was a very nice thing to make, so I'm glad I did make it. It allows me to alloy 2 things together like the smeltery would, but in some cases lets me make alloys I can't via the smeltery. Like this weird thing right here, can't alloy in the smeltery. I had to make an alloy kiln first, then melt it down and make a block. So sometimes the quest book is good, sometimes it's not. So with that, I think in the future I'm going to kind of just figure out what exactly I want to make and do it instead of following the quest book. Because, for instance, I want to make an automated farm. That's one of like my main goals. Haven't been able to do that because there's certain items I need in order to do that, and the quest book hasn't told me to make it yet. But why am I waiting for the quest book? Why don't I just go ahead and start making everything I need to make that automatic farm, and then use that on my farm and stuff like that. So the quest book is a good guideline if you don't know what you're doing. I kind of do know what I am doing in these mod packs. I've played a lot of these, so I think next time I sit down and play, I'm gonna kind of just do my own thing, and if I get quests along the way, that's a bonus. And if I need to, I can always go back and pick up a machine I already built just to make it check off the quest marker. Now, having said all that, we did make a lot of good stuff that I might want to do later, especially stuff with this canola oil. There's a whole system of growing canola, turning it into oil, fermenting the oil, upgrading it with these crystal canola seeds, and then using the oil generator to produce energy with it. So there's a lot of cool stuff you can do there with that, which might be something worth trying. But all in all, I think it's time to step away from the quest book and just do your own thing. And maybe you're also playing the mod pack or something similar. You kind of getting that feel too of like, man, like I'm doing so much, but I'm not really using a whole lot of what I'm making. It's a do your own thing. Trust yourself and do your own thing. Sometimes you get sidetracked. I got sidetracked and made something that was useless. It wasn't exactly what I wanted to do. you can see me crafting it right now, which was this seed reprocessor, which I thought was going to take my seeds and grow essence out of it. Instead, it consumes the seed and makes essence with it, so takes away the whole farmability out of it. So, oh well. And also, here's another example of, like, I have already crafted this. I did do this ahead of time before, but now I have the quest for it, so I can just take it off, put it in my inventory, and I get the quest reward. So, yeah, you can do things out of order. The quest book is not going to prevent you from doing things out of order, so I think take that into consideration. And also, the mod pack is very difficult. There's a lot to do. It's overwhelming. I do feel like sometimes I should be taking more of a break. I know up until now I've been able to get an episode out like every other day. Maybe I'll slow down with that and like not hold myself to that standard of I have to upload every other day. Just because it's a lot to do this. Maybe I'll do something else too. I have an idea right now of something I can do with my wife. And in terms of live streaming is a little bit less work than sitting down and editing. These take a little bit of time. But equally, they're about the same amount of work. But I have an idea for a series to do with her, so we can both enjoy doing stuff together. Maybe on the weekends we can live stream it for people. But yeah, I might try my hand at a different type of content creation, just so I don't get burnt out on this, because we've done a lot in like the past like few weeks, and we don't want to like burn ourselves out too quickly on this. I do think this episode of just nothing but questing opened up my eyes to how I should proceed with this series. So, but also it was useful because now I have a lot more things in my hand. Like all these tinker tools, I now have a lot more tools I can make. I have the possibilities to make better tools with the forge. I have new alloys I learned about that I can use. So it was helpful in some senses. But overall, it was a bit draining. It really was. But I hope you've enjoyed me rambling for a few minutes. I'm just ad-libbing over here. I'm going to go ahead and leave it back to past me. Alrighty. And I have reached my limit for crafting this episode. If we go back and look through the quest book, you'll see that I actually finished off the very first chapter. Everything's done. I got a nice little green check right there. I progressed a lot in chapter 2. A lot of these machines, a lot of this stuff, the backpack I already had on me. Even did some stuff under the alloy stuff. I made this alloy kiln and stuff over here. Did a few of these quests in there. Got a few more things done over here. And well, Tanya got a few more things done, I think. And it was a lot. So let's go through it. And let's just mark off everything I did. I made this squeezer right here, which will squeeze seeds and some sort of nuts and fruits into oils of some sort, seed oil specifically. And I'm piping into this still, which is turning the seed oil into cooking oil, which I can use in place of the olive oil for making food in the future. Also, along with that, I have this energy battery, which stores 2 million RF, and is being powered by our tier 2 solar panel. So all of these are quests that we accomplished today, and they're all set up in our little workshop. I put them there because the still is kind of making the cooking oil, so it's kind of like related to the farm and cooking. But the other stuff I put over here. The 4 endo flames I made at the beginning have been working, and you can see the mana pool is now, probably doubled the amount of mana we had in there before. I just been filling them blocks of charcoal. Every time I thought about them, we'll give them a few more. And yeah, we have plenty of mana to start doing stuff. I did make a few mana steel and even a few mana diamonds. One of the more useful blocks I made today was the block miner, which is going to break any block in front of it. It does not have an internal inventory. It's not going to collect it. So there's actually a hopper right below that block. And it's going into this small crate. So you can see we have plenty of cobblestone. The first thing I thought of was to make a cobblestone generator, and it's doing great things over here. We can use this for a lot of different resources and builds and stuff like that. And now back in the factory, we also have a auto placer. Now this one will place a block, and what I've had this doing was it was placing down the hummus blocks right here. where this fluid extractor will get lots of methane gas. So you can see I just put like 4 of them in there. I didn't have to worry about it. It placed it every time this one was broken. It'll place another one. And we got plenty of buckets out of that. I don't think anything new happened over here, but we did process a few more of these ores that apparently we're going to be using coming up soon. And the last big thing is this alloy kiln, which has run out of fuel. The alloy kiln will do essentially what the smeltery does by combining 2 metals. And there's those few extra recipes that don't involve metal, like this one, which uses the electrotene dust and iron to make this alloy. And it's more efficient. The typical recipe, you surround 1 iron ingot with 8 of these to make one of these ingots, so you can make 4. So it's more efficient and it's better this way, and it's good. It is slow though, so hopefully eventually we can find some sort of upgrade to this, but for now, it's doing its job. And another thing to mention, I almost forgot about, is the tool forge, which is the upgraded version of the Tinker table, which now lets us make better tools, like for instance, a hammer, which mines in the 3x3 area. We also have a bigger sword, a crossbow, and also the longbow. So better tools, more advanced tools. And I think that just about covers everything I was able to get done today. Again, a lot of micro crafting and a lot of just building stuff up. I did build some machines. Oh right, there's machines in here that I haven't placed yet. You can see we have a oil generator, 2 fermenting barrels, and a canola press. So these things are used to turn canola oil into power. But I don't have a whole lot of canola oil yet, or any canola at all. I did plant a small little field. Hopefully it can grow, and then hopefully we can actually start using this system to make energy, which would be kind of cool. And then yeah, there's other stuff in here crafted, but I did not get to use. And yeah, I am tired of that. It takes a lot. We burned through a lot of resources. My mind has melted. I've been crafting for like 3 hours straight, just doing all of this stuff. And I kind of recorded. I recorded every time the quest marker went off. I'm not sure if I'm going to include that or not, so this could be like a 6-minute long video, or it could be a bit longer than that. I don't know. But boy, oh boy, that was interesting. Probably the most progress we've had in a single day. It probably is the most progress I've done in a single day. But alas, it is at the end of the day. So this is wrapping up day 13. And hopefully day 14 will have something else. Maybe some adventure. I have an idea for how to start off 14. But that's all I got done today. It was a lot. It was a bit boring for me, honestly. But it needed to be done. All in the name of progress. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy this one. And I hope you'll stick around and watch the next one. If you haven't seen my other videos, they're better than this probably. So go watch them. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys for the next one. Goodbye.